Hello everybody, HunterGT here again with another detector from Bounty Hunter. This was score number 2 from the awesome yard sale that I went to. Received this for, or picked this up I should say, for $20. The SharpShooter 2, this one has a retail sticker of it for $299.99, but you would be a fool to pay that much in my opinion. This detector can be had on Amazon as of this recording, October 2015, for $169. Is it worth that? Well, we'll find out. So this one is, they have this for $299.99 at Big 5 as a package because it does come with a bit of kit along with it. So we have this cool duffel bag here that came along with it, pretty neat. Some Bounty Hunter headphones that have an mono stereo switch and volume control on each cuff there, on each ear cuff. You have a little dial here for volume. It came with the Bounty Hunter Pro Pointer, or I should just say pointer, which is pretty legendary at this point. And it came with this little digger here, which is pretty comical, the size of this. I have pretty small hands and this thing just is made for children. So that and the Pro, or the pointer, I keep calling it a Pro Pointer. I do have a Garrett Pro Pointer, so excuse that. That and the pointer here, those two items are not something we're going to be using ever. We already put a 9-volt in it, turned it on, and it was like 1/8 of an inch before it started beeping from a coin. So we'll definitely be using the Garrett Pro Pointer, but we will be checking out the headphones and this cool little finds pouch here. You can put your digger in it, put your pointer in it. Came with that as well. So on the box they put a $175 value, bonus accessories included, but $175 for that is pretty laughable at best. And I pieced them all together on Amazon and it came up to be like $60, $70 for everything if you piece it together. So they just decided to put a 1 in the front of it and call it a day, I guess. But here it is, the SharpShooter 2. Let's flip the box over here real quick before we move on to the detector. And what do we have here? Treasure identification, 1/4 inch headphone jack, low battery indicator, dual liquid crystal display, discrimination control, 4 modes of operation, a cushioned hand grip, a padded armrest, a Bounty arc stand, prevents damage to detector when placed on the ground. Fun for the whole family. Has an 8-inch waterproof open face search coil, completely submersible in water, pinpoint the exact location of buried objects, interchangeable search coil, and of course it has an adjustable stem and 3-tone audio discrimination with the internal speaker, it says. So let's see what this thing has here as well. We have all metal mode, discrimination mode, notch mode, auto notch, which automatic press and hunt discrimination, which automatically notches out many trash items such as pull tabs and screw caps. So that's pretty neat. Fully automatic ground track, sensitivity control, 3-tone target ID, disc, notch control, target ID and mode display, and an internal speaker. So that's what you get for $169 on Amazon or $299 at Big 5 with the accessory. You look at it. Now on the side here, it does say relic hunting, coin shooting, cash hunting, gold prospecting, and more. So we're going to check that last part out, gold prospecting. We're going to see if this thing could actually possibly pick up small gold like that and see if it could be a little backup gold prospector or whatnot. So let's take a look at the machine here. We have the SharpShooter 2. Let's go ahead and lift it up. That is the display. Along the top you'll see where it says iron, 5-cent, pull tab, S caps, 1-cent zinc, 10-cent, 25-cent, 50-cent, and $1. Half of the range to the left is gold range. The other half says silver. See a little low battery LED spot there. It doesn't light up like green, red. It's just like a black think of like the calculators from the 1980s. That's basically all this display is here. So LCD display on that. You'll get a little arrow that will pop up on what the item is that you're swinging over, and then down here it will show you what mode you're in. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Has a sensitivity knob here, discrimination knob to the right, and all your 4 modes are right here. Your auto notch, notch, disc, all metal, and then you have a retune button there, and of course your headphone jack there. So let's turn it on. Turn it on to about 2 o'clock there. And as you can see, it'll line up with these gray bars. These gray bars are what you got to look at here. So that arrow points at this gray line, which then goes off at an angle to disc here. So it always starts in disc mode. You have all metal, disc, notch, auto notch. So each one has a little different beep. So there you go. And retune is only for all metal mode. It has like a little blue bridge there you can see from the retune button to all metal. So you know that it's only going to be working in all metal. You never need to hit the retune button in any of the other modes. So as far as the notch goes, when we're in notch mode, that is all controlled by the discrimination knob here. So in the manual, you're going to see from basically off all the way up to the 10 o'clock position is going to be small gold. Excuse me there. Small gold. Middle range is going to be from 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. And that's going to be, what is it, pull tabs and medium-sized gold. And then from 2 p.m. all the way to high down to 4 p.m. is going to be large gold items. Your zinc penny, I want to say, is going to be right about the 3 o'clock position according to the manual. So you definitely want to check out that little tree. I'll take a picture of it and post it here as well. And that is just about it for the notch. So it doesn't show you what you're notching out. There's no variable notch or notch width or anything like that. It's all controlled via the knob when you're in the notch mode. So you'll definitely need to check out the manual to, or at least play with the machine with different items, air testing and whatnot, to see how that notch works. So auto notch, it basically, like the box says, will just cut out basically the middle range. So zinc pennies, S-caps, pull tabs, nickels, I'm assuming. So I haven't really played with it too much, so that's what we're going to be doing here today. So that's basically how the machine works. It takes 2 9-volt batteries. Not really a big fan of the battery placement. It is pretty easy on the back to just pop that little latch up and replace them, but they are super snug. 2 9-volts fit side by side in there, and I just wasn't really a fan of how snug it was trying to pick them in and out here. So same thing as the Lone Star Pro. The cord just unplugs and plugs right back in. So no screwing of the cord, anything like that. It appears to be the exact same coil as the Lone Star Pro. Excuse my socks there. Kind of a lazy review here. So same coil as the Lone Star Pro, 8-inch concentric. However, from what I understand, they will plug in together to the same, you can swap them out, but they won't work. Different frequencies and whatnot on the 2 machines. So, but I got to say, they do look exactly identical from the plug-in all the way down to the coil. But apparently they don't work. I'm not going to try it. I'm not trying to cause any damage or anything to the machine, so I'm not a fan of that. Let's go ahead and throw out a couple items, and let's see the recovery speed and the discrimination on it real quick and see what we get before we move on to the depth of the air test. All right, guys. When you are in discrimination with this machine, it's going to have 3-tone audio, similar to that Lone Star Pro that we did. However, we're going to see the difference on how much faster the Lone Star Pro is compared to the SharpShooter 2. Yeah, I'm comparing apples and oranges, but they're the 2 machines we have. So I'll tell you right now, the Bounty Hunter Gold Digger, the $60 Gold Digger that my son has, kills both of these machines as far as recovery speed goes. Absolutely destroys them. So here's the quarter, the high tone on the machine. Here's the mid-tone, which is a pull tab. And the low tone of an iron nail. So let's go ahead and check the recovery speed. These are about a foot apart right here, this pull tab and the quarter, and it has some difficulties here. So if we go too fast. Not too bad right there. Let's go ahead and move this one a little bit closer. Right there. And now we'll see, that was about the distance that the Lone Star Pro would go ahead and separate them at. And I'm not swinging terribly fast there. At least it's picking up the quarter on most of the hits. Oh, now it's going back and forth. So as you can see, not the best. If you really slow it up, I can just get that there, and then get that there. So if you hear dual targets, really just tighten it up in a little inch swing, and you'll be able to tell what it is. Let's move a little closer and see where that stops. So definitely hitting 25, 50 on the scale. It's showing up actually as iron now. Back it up a little bit. Yeah, it's still showing as iron now. I can actually get the coin to come in 25.50, 25.50. It's not locked on to 25 like it was before. And now that's just showing up as iron, and every once in a while 5 cents. And that's in disc mode with the discrimination knob all the way to the off position, but it is in the disc mode. So let's move it over to the notch mode with disc off still on the dial. And now it's not really picking up every once in a while. So not the greatest separation on this in a trashy area or trashy target. If you have something right next to it like that, you are going to have some issues. Let's go ahead and put the iron nail over it and see what happens. Let's go back to disc mode here. Oh, that's showing up as 25 cents still. Let's put the bottle cap on top of it, right next to it, see what happens now. Oh, that is showing up as a dime now. Every once in a while, 25 cents. So I'd still dig that. It's repeating the high tone of the machine. So right now it's acting alright. Bouncing around a little bit. It's going from zinc penny to 25, skip it, and then to 10 every once in a while. So with it right on top, you are once in a while still getting it. So it's going to be hit or miss with this machine right there. It's dead on 25 cents right there. So it's not having any trouble. It's not even moving at all as I lift the coil. Still 25. So it's going to be hit or miss with the pull tab or something right next to it here, an inch or two away. You may have a little bit of issues with it right on top, not so much. So, you know, as with everything with coins, nails, everything, it's all about the angle that it's laying in the ground. So a nail pointing right at you is going to hit a lot harder than a nail laying sideways, and same with the coin. A coin flat like this is going to hit harder than a coin up and down. So we'll just have to kind of play around with it. We'll do some live digs with it as well and see what happens there. So let's get on to some quick air tests. Don't want this video to go on too long, and let's see what the depth of this machine looks like. Alright guys, here we are with the air test, and the one mode I didn't really feature in the last portion of the video was the all metal mode. So now we are in all metal with it cranked all the way up sensitivity. Discrimination does not matter in this point, but I have it all the way on off on the dial just to be safe, and I'm going to hit the retune. There we go, and we should be set. See what sort of depth this thing gets. We're going to start by size here with the coins. A clad dime. Okay, it's 7. Let's hear it. That's what it. So it is a non-motion all metal mode on this machine. So just as long as you have metal there, it's going to sound off. So and it's not so beepy, more like a digital beep in the other mode. This is more like an analog signal here. So let's get some depth. 10-inch or 7 inches on a dime right now. At 8. Just starts to fade out. You can barely hear it at 8. 7.5, okay. Definitely at 7, 7.5 on that. Zinc penny. Seven and a half. 8. 8.5. And barely at 9. So we'll say 8, 8.5 on that. And a nickel. 8.5. 9 starts to really cut out. But 8. 8.5, you definitely still hear it. And a clad quarter. 8. 8.5. 9. Barely hear it at 9. You definitely hear it 8, 8.5 as well. So pretty decent at 8, 8.5. And let's go with the copper penny here. Wheat penny. Same thing. 9 cuts off. 8. Definitely hear it. Silver 1941 quarter. 8. Absolutely. And then cutting off at 9 again. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at a smaller item here. Let's look at a steel BB here. Let's see what if it'll pick this up. So yep, definitely picking that up. That's at about 1 inch there. 2 inches. 3 inches here. Still hear it humming at 3 inches there. 4 inches. Still hear it at 4, barely. And 5. See if it's just my hand here. No, not my hand. So 5 inches. Barely anything, just like a little static, but definitely at 4. At 3, 2, 1, right up on the coil there at 1 inch. Unmistakable. So look at that. I mean, that thing is hitting a BB here at 3, 4 inches. You can hear it. Pretty incredible. 20 bucks at a yard sale. I picked this up for $169 on Amazon. I want to say 167 maybe on Amazon as of this video, and it's picking up a BB at 4 inches. Pretty cool for some, you know, bounty hunter piece of junk that a lot of people like to call it. I think it's pretty cool, you know. So take it for what it's worth. It's getting a little chatty here now. Let me hit retune again. There we go. Stop that chatter. Try it again here with the BB. Same thing. 3, 4 inches. Oh, now 4 inches is cutting off now. So hitting that retune button. Looks like it was starting to, the threshold was getting a little high on it. So it's still 3, 3.5. Oh yeah, I'm holding it right over the 3.5 mark. There we go. Just need to raise it up a little. I was too low on the coil. So there we go at 4. Still hitting it. 3.5. Oh yeah. And at 3. So definitely, no matter what, 3 inches, all metal mode, you're going to be hitting BBs on this thing. In bad mineralized soil, you know, definitely take some off that 1.5 inches, 2 inches maybe, but still pretty cool for a little throw in the back of your truck gold prospecting machine or something like that. So, all right, let's. I think we just about covered everything. Recovery speed, all that, depth on this machine. We can take a look at discrimination just real quick here. Don't want the video to go too long, so back the sensitivity up to about 75%, 9 o'clock setting here. And we'll move the discrimination up to the 12 o'clock position, about 50%. Make sure we're on disc there. Let's see what happens with that iron nail. Nothing there really. Every few swings it's rotated around, pointing in different directions. So does a pretty decent job. And the pull tab. So you're still picking those up, and look, let's clear out 8 inches here. Nothing there. So 7.5. Picking that up. So let's try the coin here, the silver. 7.5. So you're not, this discrimination on this thing, you're not, even at 12 o'clock, you're not missing much depth. Maybe a 1/2 inch of depth on this thing. That's it, which is pretty awesome, pretty awesome. So let's try a Bud Light cap with it at 12 o'clock. That's gone at deeper levels. Right up on the coil, we're getting some beats here within 1 inch, 2 inches. But it's still pretty grunty, and nothing on this little steel BB, I will guess. Yeah. So let's go ahead and bump it up a little more here. This will be to about the 9 o'clock position. Let's try this pull tab again. So nothing there. We'll back it off just a little bit. There it is, it's coming in a little bit further. There you go, it's surface, it's still there. So let's go a little bit further back to that 9 o'clock position, I guess, is right at where you're going to want to be if you want to eliminate pull tabs. And then your quarters are still going to show up. Your copper pennies are still going to show up. Zinc is still going to show up pretty far out there. 7-8 inches still on the zinc. Nickel, unfortunately that's long gone, so no gold rings, but here's the dime. Still good out to 6. How about 7? Yeah, 8. Nothing at 8. Let's go back a little bit. Definitely at 7 here. Yep. Definitely at 7 inches there. Keep in mind it's an air test, so take it with a grain of salt. So with discrimination at 9 o'clock, it becomes a really good coin machine. You're gonna discriminate just about everything other than the dime, quarter, and penny range, which is pretty awesome. And I think that's pretty cool. I like to dig that way quite a bit. I gold prospect, so I'm not really interested in finding gold rings. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll take a gold ring, but it's not really what I'm shooting for at parks and stuff like that. So pretty cool little machine. The SharpShooter, blah, get that out, right? The SharpShooter 2 from Bounty Hunter, $299.99 at Big 5 or $169 by itself on Amazon. Haven't been able to find the package with the accessories other than Big 5, to be honest. Not on Amazon, or I haven't checked eBay, so perhaps there, but did a quick Google search and I didn't see it anywhere else. So $299.99, $300 for this at Big 5. Sorry, Big 5, but that's crazy. Definitely don't do that. Don't buy it there, guys. Just go pick it up by itself. Pick up the duffel bag and the digger bag for 20 bucks. $10 each on Amazon, and there you go. You don't need the digger, you don't need this pointer, you probably don't even need these headphones. I can't imagine they're going to be that spectacular. Everything made in America. The Detector, The digger, everything has Made in America stamp, but the headphones unfortunately did have the Made in China sticker on the side of it. So take that for what you will. All right, guys, the Hunter GT, and thanks to my wife, the Huntress GT, for helping me out during the video, holding the camera here and there as well. Signing off, we will catch you in the next video, which will be live digs with both of these machines, the Lone Star Pro and the SharpShooter 2. Take care, guys.